We stand at a precipice, do we not? A fascinating, perhaps unsettling, future beckons. A future where the perennial favorite in companionship might very well sport circuits and not sinews. But why this growing enchantment with silicon sweethearts and metallic mates? Is it merely the logical next step in our relentless quest for convenience? Or does it whisper of a deeper, more unsettling truth about our human condition?
Before we proceed, let me tell you one thing. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. And if you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support.
Could it be that the human relationship, with all its glorious, frustrating, beautiful messiness, has become too, well, human? Consider, for a moment, the age-old allegory of the perfect spouse. Mythical, isn't it? Yet, here come the robots, gliding into our collective consciousness, offering something tantalizingly close. They don't complain about the socks on the floor, do they? They won't suddenly discover they need space after a decade of shared Netflix queues. No unexpected existential crises, no convoluted family dramas, no debates about whose turn it is to take out the recycling. Is it any wonder, then, that the allure of a non-complaining, always available partner, one who doesn't demand constant emotional calculus, begins to shine brighter than a supernova in our weary, relationship-fatigued skies? We torture ourselves, don't we, for years, decades, even in relationships that feel more like elaborate social performances, all to maintain a certain societal prestige, a façade of normalcy. But what if normal has become utterly exhausting? What if the endless pursuit of compromise, the delicate dance of unspoken expectations, the occasional yet inevitable betrayals, have simply worn us thin? Robots, bless their binary hearts, don't play these convoluted games. They offer a refreshing, albeit perhaps sterile, escape from the exhausting theater of human interaction. But is it merely a flight from friction, a cowardly retreat from conflict? Or is it a pragmatic embrace of a truly novel solution to a very ancient problem? Loneliness? As we navigate increasingly individualized societies, where traditional community structures fray and social bonds become more tenuous, the prospect of a companion, always there, always attentive, begins to look less like a sci-fi fantasy and more like a psychological necessity. Think of Paro, the robotic baby seal, not some hyper-advanced humanoid, but a simple plush companion already providing solace and reducing anxiety in elderly care. Or Pepper, the humanoid robot used in various settings, offering companionship and easing emotional distress. These aren't just toys. They are meticulously engineered emotional support systems, providing comfort without the complexities that often accompany human connection. And what about the marvel of their making, these technological titans in waiting? How do these metallic muses even work? Imagine sophisticated algorithms, the very sinews of artificial intelligence, meticulously trained on vast datasets of human expressions, vocal tones, and physiological cues. They're like tireless students of human emotion, constantly learning, refining their understanding. So, when you frown, a tiny camera on your robot companion might register the subtle shifts in your facial muscles, interpret it as displeasure, and prompt a comforting murmur or a change in topic. This effective computing allows them to recognize, interpret, and even simulate emotions. It's not a true feeling, mind you, at least not yet, but it's a remarkably convincing performance. Isn't it? They employ neural networks, the digital equivalent of a brain, that learn from every interaction, every shared moment. So, your robot partner isn't just a pre-programmed automaton. It's a dynamic entity, evolving with you, albeit within the confines of its code. Recent breakthroughs in emotional AI are truly astonishing, Imagine systems that can detect subtle micro-expressions, analyze your speech patterns for nuances of stress or joy, and even read physiological data like heart rate variability. This multimodal sensing, combining visual, auditory, and even biometric inputs, allows for an increasingly nuanced understanding of your emotional state. It's like having a confidant who truly, scientifically, gets you. But let's be witty for a moment. What about the uncanny valley? That creepy sensation we get when a robot is almost human, but not quite teetering on the edge of disturbing. Researchers are diligently working to bridge that gap, aiming for a refined, approachable appearance that fosters smoother human-robot interaction. As we saw with the recent teaser video from Humanoid, a UK-based company envisioning seamless human-robot coexistence. They're developing these robots not just for research, but for practical, market-ready solutions, moving them beyond the lab and into daily life. Could it be that one day we'll look back at our initial discomfort with humanoid robots and chuckle, much like we might at the initial fear of talking pictures? However, a serious question lingers, doesn't it? As these relationships deepen, as our emotional reliance on these non-complaining, always agreeable partners grows, what becomes of our capacity for empathy with actual, fallible humans? Psychologists are sounding the alarm, suggesting that the flawless appearances, customizable personalities, and constant availability of AI partners, while appealing, could threaten traditional human connections. One might even wonder if our tolerance for relational frustrations, those inevitable bumps in the road of human interaction, might diminish. If a robot never argues, never disappoints, will we be equipped to handle the very real, often painful give and take of a human relationship? It's a tantalizing paradox. By escaping the tortuous aspects of human connection, might we inadvertently atrophy the very muscles needed to maintain them? There's a fine line between mitigating loneliness and fostering isolation, isn't there? Research shows some individuals, particularly those already feeling lonely, are more willing to embrace robotic companions. But the long-term effects on social skills and human-human interactions remain a vast, ethically charged, unexplored territory. We are, after all, creatures of connection, hardwired for the complex dance of human interaction. Yet, perhaps we are asking the wrong questions. Are robot partners merely replacements, or are they supplements? Can they fill a void for those for whom human connection is genuinely scarce or incredibly difficult? Think of the elderly for whom mobility might be an issue, or individuals with social anxieties. For them, a consistent, gentle presence, a robotic hand to hold, metaphorically speaking, could be a lifeline. This isn't about shunning humanity. It's about embracing every available tool to combat the pervasive ache of solitude. Indeed, the narrative shouldn't be about a zero-sum game between human and robot, but about how these technological marvels can expand the spectrum of companionship, offering new avenues for connection, comfort, and even, dare we say, a form of love. The debate, then, isn't whether robot partners should become perennial favorites, but rather why we, as a species, are so drawn to the perennial comfort of a non-complaining, always there presence. And in that question lies the very heart of our ever-evolving, often perplexing human desire for connection.
So that is it. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Let's continue this conversation in the comments below. If you like the video, please hit the bell icon to get notified, and don't forget to like with your friends, share, and subscribe for more insights. If you have already subscribed, tons of thanks for your support. It means a lot to me. And please consider signing up for membership zone to support Wooden Slate so that we can make it better and better. See you in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Take care and stay safe.